Hello everyone, in this video we're going to go over some basic sketching skills using the software SolidWorks. As you can see here, this is the sketch that we are going to try and make today. We're going to use a variety of tools, including the rectangle tool, the circle tool, the sketch fillet tool, and the straight slot tool. Now let's get started. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new part. And as you can see, when you make a new part, it's going to make a blank canvas. The next thing that you're going to need to do is create a new sketch by selecting Sketch at the top. And then you select whatever plane you want to use. I usually use the front plane, but you can also use the top and the right plane. Now we are in our sketch window. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add that rectangle. So the sketch rectangle tool has a few options. You can do a corner rectangle, a center rectangle, 3-point corner rectangle, a 3-point center rectangle, and a parallelogram. We're just going to do a corner rectangle today. I usually, when I sketch rectangles, I like to start with one point on the origin, but you don't have to do that. Once you have the rectangle sketched out, now we're going to add some other features. First, in this sketch, we want 2 circles. So we're going to use the circle tool. Again, the circle tool has 2 options. You have the circle tool and then the perimeter circle. We're just going to use the regular circle tool. And we're going to make 2 circles. If you ever accidentally add another feature and you want to undo it, just hit the escape button and it will undo whatever you did. The next feature that we're going to add is a slot using the straight slot tool. You can also do a center point slot, you can do a 3-point arc slot, and a center point arc slot. So when you use the slot tool, the first thing you're going to do is sketch the center line of the slot. And then once you have that defined, you're going to drag out and it's going to make the slot for you. And the last feature that we're going to do is we're going to add some fillets. So to do that, we're going to click Sketch Fillet. There's also chamfers, which we will cover in a later video. But we click Sketch Fillet, and you're going to click the 2 lines where you want the fillet to be made. So in this case, we're making corner fillets, so I'm going to select each corner. And now as I do this, you can see that the fillets are indicated in yellow. Now, the default setting for fillets in this model is to give them a radius of 10 millimeters. You can change that if you want, but for this video, we're going to leave it at 10 millimeters. Now, the last thing we need to do is dimension the rest of our entities. To do that, we're going to go over to our main menu here, and we're going to click Smart Dimension. And we're just going to start clicking different entities. So I'm going to make these smaller sides about 50 millimeters. And I'm going to make these larger sides about 75 millimeters. For the circles, you're going to specify the diameter. In this case, we're going to do 20 millimeters. And because I want both circles to be 20 millimeters, I'm going to also dimension this one. But I'm going to show you the alternate way to add a dimension, which is by unselecting Smart Dimension. You can click on both entities here, and then you can add an equals relation, and that will make it so that they are the same size. Now, back in the Smart Dimension tool, we are going to click this center line, and we're going to specify a dimension here. I'm going to do 50 millimeters. And then we also are going to specify a arc length radius, which in this case is going to be about 5 millimeters. Now the last thing we need to do is give these three entities a origin reference. To do that, we're going to click on our fully defined entity, the rectangle, and also on the entity that we want to finish dimensioning. In this case, I'm going to start with the slot. So I'm going to make this guy 15 millimeters up. And then I'm going to click again. And this time, we're going to make it 47 millimeters. And then for the circles, we're going to make it 25 millimeters off of each side. And then we're going to make it from the top, we're going to make it go to 25 millimeters as well. And now, as you can see, the entire sketch is completely changed to the color black. That means it's fully defined. Now, you don't have to fully define sketches, but it's usually a good idea to fully define sketches as often as possible. Once you are all done with your sketch, you're going to save it. And there you go. That is your first sketch using SolidWorks. In the next video, we're going to talk about extruding sketches. And then in a later video, we'll talk about some more advanced features that you can use to further improve your SolidWorks part design.